Hello True Believer, today we're going to go through tutorial number 6 off the Autodesk website, how to create a spaceship. So to begin, we're just going to start off on the introduction slide, which doesn't have much to it, just some interesting images. And in particular for people following at home, this is a sketch of what was intended to be built. Okay, so notice that the sketch doesn't have to match exactly what it's going to look like, but it gives a really good idea of what the intention of the design is going to be. So it's got a couple of manholes on the side, a little escape pod at the bottom, and the legs down the bottom here. Okay, so that just gives you a good idea of what the spaceship should look like. So moving on, we'll begin. So the first part of the spaceship that we're going to try and build is the body, which is made up of a sphere and a paraboloid. So this is basically what we're going to try and build. So it looks like a upside down ice cream cone. So if we begin, we're going to select the large sphere. Oops, sorry, we've gone from the end. So let's start from the very beginning. Okay, so we've got to put a sphere of paraboloid on it. So first step, we're going to place the sphere on the work plane, like so. And then we're going to scale it down equally by holding shift at the top here, down to 30. So going there, up to 30, sorry. And we've got that built. Now we're going to place the paraboloid, this shape here, and we're going to scale it as well to 30. So holding this up to 30, and align the paraboloid inside of a box. So we're going to put, it looks like a whole box inside, and we're going to basically cut off the top. So we remove about half a sphere off the top here. So just to check, and bring that back a little bit more, and we'll just make that a bit bigger, make it easier, and slide that down to look something like that. Maybe a bit higher. There we go. And now we'll group that all together. So as we group that, there's the shape. Now we want to combine this shape onto the sphere, so we highlight all that. We can use the align tool, and we want to align that way and that way. Fantastic. And then the last bit, let's bring that up. So it's just inside. I'm just going to use the control up. Awesome. So let's highlight that, and they want us to group it. And then make it the same color, which was a bit of a teal color. Awesome, so that's the second step done. The next step they want us to do is build an escape pod on the top. So just another paraboloid. And this time we're going to use the work plane on the top. Align it all. Like so, and then the dimensions of that are meant to be 10 and 15 high. So if we shift, hold down Alt and Shift, and keep sliding that down, or we can just type in there 10, and then it needs to be 15 mil high. So again, we'll hold down Shift, and we'll hold up 15. So that's the little paraboloid done in the center there. Awesome. So then the next step is we're going to make a little nose cone at the top. That's not quite, that looks more like a paraboloid at the top there. So the nose cap with the paraboloid, which I think is actually this part. Escapers, so we're going to make a divider, select a torus and place that on the base. So we're still on that bit here. We'll align it, filter to that, and then we'll place that and there. And then we want that to be grey and just a little bit into the top of the main body of the spaceship. So if we highlight that, And press Shift Alt. And then we'll press Control down. We might increase the sensitivity here, so we'll go down to, sorry, decrease the sensitivity. And we might make that 16. Whoa-y. 0.2. Not quite the curvature we're looking for. So if we go up 1, 2, and we'll make that 16.5. Holding Shift Alt, make it 16.8. Awesome. So we've got that ring going around the center there. We'll change that color down to a gray to match the design. And then we'll read the next bit. So place the paraboard at the base of the cone, make a nose cap. Place the cone on the work plane, rotate it by 180 degrees either on the X and Y so it points down. That's not pointing down, that's going up. So that looks like it's a cone. So let's get rid of this. And we're going to place a cone here on the top. And we'll align that. Actually, we'll shrink that down first. And then we'll align that. Relative to there. And then we'll bring that up in its scale. Maybe a little bit higher. And we'll get rid of the top. Like that. Might shrink that down a little bit. So bring that down. Perfect. So shift click and group. A little bit more on the top. Cool. And we'll group that. And make that teal as well. Awesome. And now we'll put the escape pad on the top of all that. So we'll do that by changing the work plane again. Whoop. And from here it looks like it's a torus with a paraboid. So we'll put the torus in first. Give it a bit of alignment. And then we want to shrink that down. So pressing Shift Alt on the corner there. You want it just to be over. Make that 7.9. Cool. And then we'll put the paraboloid on top of all that. I'll make that a bit smaller first. Line relative to that. And then we've got to raise that up so it's just over the top of it all. That's looking pretty good. A little bit wider actually. And then put that down. Like so. A little bit narrow. Perfect. Awesome. So now we've got that done. So we've got the escape pod on the top. And then now they just want a door in the middle. So let's just get the work plane. And we'll go from the front just so it's all consistent. And we'll put the sphere in the middle, like so. We'll shrink him down that way. Raise it up, and then let's bring him out a little. Hold down shift and down. You probably want to align that in the center. Perfect. And then push him down a little. Let's run the curve. Yep, and then we'll make that just a little lighter. So we'll go Shift Alt. Sorry, just Alt, because we don't want to deal with that one dimension. Cool, so now we've made the escape pod. And we'll grey that out. Awesome, so that's pretty much that bit done. Now we're going to make some wings. Oops, sorry. So this is where it's a little bit weird with this design. It doesn't transfer it across each time. So what you're going to have to do is if we go here, we go Control All, Control C, and we're just going to paste a copy of that on. Okay, and then we're going to keep going. So now we want to build the wings on the side here. Okay, so to begin with, we're just going to place the wings on the side. So they want us to place the sphere on the ball, scale it down to 2 millimeters on the z-axis. On the y-axis, which is up and down, they want that to be 40. So we'll go 40. And then we just got to rotate it. So rotate it on the x-axis. This one by 90. And bring it up. And then we want to rotate it across the y by 22.5. So now we probably want to align this as well. So it's in the dead smack middle. And we'll do a relative to there. And there we go. So now if we do the control if they want it along the x-axis to 25, so find that little dot and type in 25. Fantastic. So we've centered it. We now just got to place it on top of, into the side of this diagram. And then control up. Then we're just going to edit and duplicate and place them on each side. That's fine. So it needs to be in line with the ball. So that scale might be a little bit too much. So let's just scale it down there. And there. And up. That looks pretty good. Might be able to do a little bit better. I might do that down just one more. Perfect. Awesome. So that looks pretty good in there. Now they want us to duplicate and rotate that around. So if we go here and go, let's do the other side. That's probably going to be the easiest. So if I hold here, Control D, flip, and we flip it around that way. And now all we've got to do is press the arrow key across to align it on the right side. It's nearly symmetrical. I might make the sensitivity down a bit. That's looking pretty good. Awesome. So now I've got both of those. We'll do a Control D, duplicate, and we're going to rotate it around 90 degrees. And now if I shift click on both of these and we rotate that around 45. And we should have our front spaceship. Looking pretty good. So now select all the wings made in the last step, hold Alt and move them around the Z-axis 32, hold down Shift and equally. Touch the nose cap. Oh, cool. So we're going to do the top part, which is this part up here. So if we go through, shift click on all these parts in here, Control D, remove them all up, and then we're going to go Shift Alt and scale it all down, and then down. That looks pretty good. So now you've got the wing pods, as well as the main pod in the center there. So that's that lesson. Now remember what we had to do last time. We had to select it all, press Control C to copy, move on to the next diagram. So next little bit of exercise, which I think was the lights. Yep. Oh, I've already done it here, so I'll just get rid of these. And we've already got the little diagram there. So the first step here is we need to build the windows. which are going to look like these. Go to the next step. So we're going to place a cylinder on the center there, and then we're going to put a hollow in the middle and then put another cylinder inside of it. So the first step is place the cylinder, scale it down in the X and Y. So if we just hold Shift Alt and down, make that 10. And then we want to make the height of it 4. We're going to duplicate it on itself. So duplicate, Control D, and then hold the cylinder down and move it until it's rests inside. Make a duplicate of the hollow one. So we want to put a whole cylinder down to 9. So I'm just going to scale it down this way. We'll go 9. And we'll want that down a little bit. So we'll make that a hollow. So there's our second one, and we don't want to scale it down in the Z-axis as well. Here's an easy way. Let's just go there. Holding down Alt. And we want that to be 9. And then holding down on that one. We want that one to be 9 as well. Okay. That's a hole. And then we want to group that. Actually, before we group it, we probably want to put the second one in. So Control C, Control V. Or even better, Control D. Press that and Control D. And we want that to be the yellow one with a slightly lower height. So now if we come back to that original one and group those. That's not going to work. And put that up like that. And then we'll group that. And I'll make that yellow. We'll shrink that down to 3. And then we'll place that back in. And there's our light. And then we want to have the beige for the metal around the edge. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing again. We'll Control D, duplicate, move it across. And this one will make the black light. So now we've got the two different lights. Go back here and group it. And then group this. And now we've got our different windows that we need. So we need to put that. Oh, hang on. We need to make that multicolor as well. So all the colors that we've worked out stay the same. And now we just literally duplicate that and paste it. So one way that we can do this is just we do Control C, place a work plane on, and go where the mouse is, I think. Yep. Control V. So wherever the mouse was, you can place it. And then if you hit Shift Alt, you can scale that one down. And then if you want that to go into the object, press Control down. So there's one window. And then you can do the same with the light. So we can get rid of that work following. So we want to put that light on the side here. Control C. I'll place it there. Leave the mouse there, press Control V. Oh, that didn't work. There you go. That's looking pretty good. Press Control down. Put that light in. And then you can put a couple of these up the top here as well. So come back up here. Place the work plane. Control V. Oh, it doesn't quite like that. That's right. So there's always a way around it. So you can Control V. And we'll rotate it around. Shift click and move it back in. Okay, so you can put it, many of these you sort of want to play around with. You can even follow the same diagram that they've done on theirs. Okay, so that's pretty much that section of the spaceship done. So we've got Control C. And we've got all those. So we've got that. Now the last bit's probably going to be the legs. So we move on to the next bit. And we go Control V. There's our spaceship. Move him back in the center, like so. So this one, we want to try and build the legs. So we've got to make some cylinders here and these little legs that come out of it. So let's begin with just the simple legs at the bottom. So we're going to put a cylinder down. Scale it down to 4 on the Z-axis. So holding that. And we'll get that down to 4, which we've got. And then we want to rotate it around 90 degrees. And rotate it around 45. And then we want to place it in there. So now these aren't grouped still, I hope. Yep, fantastic. So what we can do is we can shift click on both of these, align them, go up to the wing because we don't want to move that. Whoop. That's not quite what I wanted to happen. So let's go again. So shift click on this. And we want to align it relative to this. Doesn't want to work for me. We'll go again. So shift, click. We're going to align, go to the wing. That's better. This is centered. So now we can bring that back. Move him down the bottom. It's got to look like that. And put that in a little bit deeper. And bring that back out. Awesome. And then that needs to become purple. So I'll make that purple. We then also need to put the actual legs on. So let's bring this all up. 9. Because we need to get these legs down the bottom here. So what they say to do that is we've got to make a wedge. So we'll come down here to wedge. And then the trick with this is you actually put it on the work plane already. So you make the work plane here. Facing down. And we'll place the wedge straight away. Now the dimensions of the wedge they've done is 8 this way. And then 2. Holding down Alt. And then we'll bring that back up. And then we probably want to put that into it. And then pull that leg down onto the work plane. Let's see how that looks. Probably a little bit too deep, so if you just press Ctrl Z, we can bring that back up. It's probably still about 2 mil too deep. Let's make that 24. Pretty good. Not so bad. Awesome. So now we've got that done. We can just literally duplicate that and place it onto the other side. So if we shift click all those, if we do Control D for duplicate, flip, and we want to flip it both that way and that way. Now if we click that and that, you should be able to move it through to the other side. It's not quite right, so let's increase the accuracy. Good enough. Awesome. So now if we click on that, shift click, shift click, shift click, Control D, and then 90 degrees. Now I forgot one shift click. Oops. Go again. So click, shift click, shift click, shift click. Control D. That should be all the legs. Awesome. So now we've made our spaceship. You can obviously tweak this a little bit more if you want. Adding more windows, customizing it, maybe putting some fire at the bottom. But she's looking pretty good. Awesome. So happy voyage, and hope you enjoyed this little tutorial.